Good afternoon, AFC Bournemouth fans. And it's Mystic Craig here. And I'm looking into the future. Let me decide exactly what I'm going to be looking at. And I can see that AFC Bournemouth this season will be playing in a blue and black away shirt for 25-26. The shirt will be very similar to the home shirt and those shirts from yesteryear. I've predicted this when the home shirt was released. And now, this week's National Lottery numbers.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
We were right, AFC Bournemouth fans. We do have a blue and black away shirt for the 25-26 season. So if you are that person on X, please do share the lottery numbers with us. But we're going to react to this shirt. And of course, it wouldn't be a shirt reaction without my main man next to me, Mr. Matthew Harrison. How you doing, Matt?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
And what a surprise it was. Of course, it's been bounding around. Firstly, all these rumors when they come out about shirts, some are right, some are not right. But people seem to be getting them a bit more spot on these days. I know that I saw that an Everton shirt was leaked today. Do you think that there is a few more leaks now because of the exposure of the Premier League and people wanting to find out first?
Yeah, I mean, you've probably got a point there. I think this time of year, everyone, well, not everybody, but the majority of fans are quite excited to see what the teams are going to be wearing next year. I mean, this is, probably my favourite time of year to see what shirts I can add to my collection. And yeah, I think it's almost like a contest now, isn't it? It's like how many shirts can get leaked each season. I mean, the potential third one has been leaked, which obviously we'll touch on when that's officially released. But I think it's kind of, especially with the bigger teams as well, there's a lot of, you see a lot more of it on social media. And sort of in the last few years, Bournemouth has started to creep in there. Obviously, the yellow and blue one was leaked, wasn't it, early? Obviously, we've seen the pink one recently, like, we just touched on there. But I think it's kind of, I think you're going to see more and more of it, I think, leaked shirts. And I think there's got to be, obviously it gets leaked from the inside, doesn't it? Whether it's in the factories or, and it must do somehow because, when you go to some places, sometimes certain markets already have, exact copies of these shirts, sort of like exactly the same time the actual official ones come out. So yeah, there's obviously must be some kind of leaks somewhere, and people get hold of these designs and produce their copies. But I think it's something that we're seeing more of, to be honest, more leaks.
I did see actually last season the home shirt with the Dafabet logo on there as well. So and I think that was in Turkey from what I saw. So I don't know whether or not Umbro have got their facility in Turkey. Of course, Castore are owned by the same company as Umbro, or is it Castore have got the rights to Umbro, or
it's Castore that have the rights to Umbro?
Yeah. So it kind of coincides, but we never saw this shirt. But we heard what it was on X, and it was bounding around. So yes, the mock-up was right, or was kind of right, and we're going to go and review the Cherries new away shirt. And here it is. This is the new AFC Bournemouth away shirt for the 25-26 season, as you've seen, modelled by Tyler Adams, Justin Kluivert, and also members of the ladies team. So what you've got on this shirt is an aqua AFC Bournemouth crest and Umbro emblem with aqua pinstripes either side of the black stripes with solid blue back. Now it is going to be £65 for the adult shirt as well. And of course, it comes in women's sizes, children's sizes, and infant sizes. So you can get that for everybody. And also, it can be modified. But initial thoughts, Matt. Let's just have a little look into this in a bit more detail. What do you make of this shirt?
Yeah, it's obviously a shirt that I'd like to have seen again. Obviously, being a fan of the green and black and the blue and black striped shirts. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks neat. It's smart. I like the pinstripe down the middle, on each stripe. But I don't know whether the aqua bit's grown on me yet.
Yeah.
I think personally, the Umbro logo would have been better in white. The pinstripes would have been better as white, and I think the club crest would have been better with the traditional colours. Other than that, yeah, I think it's quite a smart shirt. What I do like about it as well is if we have a look at the next bit here.
Yeah.
You can see that the logo, the sponsor logo. I know, obviously, we've spoken about it before. It's not the greatest of sponsors, but if you look at that white logo there, can you see where I'm coming from with maybe like the pinstripes and the Umbro being white to mirror that logo as well?
Yes.
That's kind of where I'm getting that trail of thought from. But yeah, I think I can see why it's had some underwhelming comments. I've seen some comments across social media. I can see why it's a bit underwhelming. I think one comment described it as just last season's home shirt, but just blue instead of red, which I can see the similarities to that. But I think if we're looking at tradition, I think it's a really good nod to previous shirts. Obviously, we'll have a look at a few previous shirts, compare between them a little bit later on. But yeah, I think it's a good nod to tradition. And yeah, it comes around in cycles, doesn't it? I mean, the last time we had a black and blue striped shirt was probably about 13 years ago. So yeah, it's nice that it's made a comeback. It's not an away shirt you could do every year or every other year, obviously, because there's only, as we well know, a certain amount you can do with, red and black stripes or blue and black stripes, whatever combination. So, it's not an away shirt that you could do sort of every season, every other season, but yeah, sort of every 10 years or so, it's nice to see it again. But yeah, I think another comment is, does the shirt match our explosive style of play?
Yeah.
I don't know whether I agree with that comment. I think, I think any shirt would suit our style of play, to be fair. But I can see why there's some underwhelming comments, in all honesty. But yeah, all in all, would it be one of my favourite away shirts? Well, it wouldn't be my favourite. Let's put it that way. But it wouldn't be my worst. I reckon, eventually once we come to the end of the Umbro deal, I will do a rundown on all the shirts and give them a scoring. But like I say, Umbro have never done a bad shirt, in my opinion. They've done shirts that are less favourable, but I would say we've never done a shirt where I've, totally disliked it from the start. And this one, again, I think is a decent offering, and it gives us something different. I think we've been spoilt with the last couple of seasons for away shirts, to be fair. Obviously, we had last season the white strip, which obviously went back to the retro style of 92, 94 kind of era, which was nice to have that. So the green one, the third strip, was nice. It was different. And then the seasons previous to that, obviously, we had the yellow and blue, which everybody absolutely loved. And we had the one that I'm wearing at the minute. sort of Artex J-cloth kind of one. So we've had some really good shirts over the last few seasons. But yeah, I can understand why this one's been a bit overwhelming. I mean, I do like my away shirts. I do like the louder ones.
Yeah.
I think if the third shirt is what we say it is, I think it will be a bit of an underwhelming shirt release this season, in my own personal opinion. But this would be the one I think I would buy first, to be fair, because it gives that sort of nice nod to tradition, as I said.
And I think it will grow on people. I have seen some initial reaction as well. There is some people that really don't like it. But just a quick look on X, and some of the top comments. Absolutely gorgeous kits, says John. But what on earth took so long to reveal it? Surely the longer it's available, particularly when you are on a big American tour, the more likely you are to get sales. Tommy Heffernan Poodle has said, I'm a very big fan of this, without mentioning the usual obvious monstrosity on the front of it. I know where he's going with that. Well done to all of those involved in the design. Phil said, this is a beauty, but only if the stripes are on the back, but would have liked to see some pattern on the shirt. Amy has turned round and said, take my money. So there's absolutely beauty of a kit, says Rando Guy. So there's a lot of positivity around it as well. A lot of people don't like the BJ88, and of course there is the unsponsored version as well. Somebody has said that they wish the color scheme was switched, black arms and blue trim. We'll discuss that in just a second as well. Chris Hubble has said it's a good looking away kit. I do agree with him, but we'll touch on that in a moment. And Gareth says, replace the current sponsor with A1 windscreens or Frizzell, then you have an AFC Bournemouth masterpiece. So that's how it is going down with some of the fans on Twitter or X, or however you like to name it. But there is some also negative ones on other mediums such as Facebook and Instagram as well that I've seen. So mixed bag so far, Matt.
Yeah, I can see why. Like I say, it's for me. I like it. I think it's smart. Like I say, it goes back through the history, and it's out of the three. If the third one is rumored to be what we've seen in terms of leaked images, then this would be the one I'll be buying first, to be honest. So yeah, I can see why it's got a mixed bag. Like I say, if I had the chance to design it, I would have tweaked it here and there with the comments I made a little bit earlier. But all in all, it's not a bad job. It's it's smart. I like it. It is a smart shirt.
Do you know what? I've just seen one comment as well, and this is a negative one. Somebody called Steve on X has turned around and said, is this a Tesco staff uniform? I don't think so. I think that's blue and white, isn't it? If I'm
Yeah,
right in
and I think
thinking.
the blue's a little bit different.
Yeah,
To be fair, but yeah, like you say, it's gonna have its doubters, and it's gonna have the
exactly.
people that like it. So, and I think that's the same with any away kit. I do sort of agree with the comments as well in some respects, like why we waited so long. But I think they've timed it right for tomorrow night's game with United. And I'm sure they've got a bulk of this stock already out in America, to start selling out there. It wouldn't surprise me if they've taken a shipload of shirts with them anyway. So it will not only be on sale here and on the website. I'm sure they've got a great deal of this stock as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see some people in the crowd maybe with this on tomorrow as well.
Yeah, most definitely. And for my penny's worth, I really like it. But I tell you what, let's jump on to the next page, because we did predict this, or somebody on X predicted it. And how close were we with this actual mock-up? So whilst our mock-up was based on the home shirt, I've got to be honest, I'm not a graphic designer. Wouldn't, profess to ever be able to do that. And, I was quite impressed with my attempt at this. Apart from the effect on the blue, the black arms and the gold trim, we weren't miles off. That said, kudos to Umbro. I think that the final design is sexier than my attempt. I'll throw it out to you though, Matt, because of course this design would have personally been all the way, so the stripes would be on the back as well for me. Of course, there is the gold. I don't know how to turn things to white on there. Don't ask me. I'm not a graphic designer, like I say. But do you prefer our mock-up, or do you prefer what has come out?
That is a very, very good question. That's a very good question. Now, the mock-up is very, very good. The only thing with the mock-up is, and like you say, you're not a graphic designer, so it was tricky, to do, is the sleeves would need to be blue.
Yeah.
The sponsor would have to be white. And like I say, the club crest myself would be the traditional colours. But yeah, I to be fair, you know what? If that mock-up come out again, I think I'd be quite pleased with it. It is, fairly close.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good little concept to do, wasn't it? And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, for me, our concept, for me to say 100%, yeah, I'd have it. Sponsor would have to be white, club crest would have to be traditional colour, and the sleeves would have to be blue. But other than that, yeah, but the thing is they've had to tweak it slightly, haven't they? Because otherwise everyone
Yeah.
would be saying, that was just the home kit, just different colours. And, you look back at the 90s shirts, which we'll look back at, some in a minute. Basically, that's what it was. It was just the home shirt, but reverse colours. Whereas at least this is different to the current home shirt. So, yeah. I think for me, to decide out of both of them, I'd probably have them both. You know what I'm like with football shirts. I'd probably have them both anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for the mock-up version, yeah, like I say, those kind of little tweaks. But now I see them two together like that. I haven't seen. I know you tweaked this image. I haven't seen them side on like this. Do you know what? The actual one they've released is standing out more for me. I think that's just because the white's catching me, because I think the white's better than the gold. But like I say, we were limited to what could be done. No, both very good efforts. When I first saw it on Sky Sports News at 5:45, I thought it was a collared shirt. That's what I would like to have seen, actually, a collared shirt. I don't think Umbro have ever done a collared shirt. They've always been
They
round
haven't.
necks, haven't they? So yeah, that's what I would like to have seen possibly. Actually, I think maybe that would have made our current one maybe a little bit smarter, maybe if it was collared
Yeah.
rather than the round neck. But yeah, fair play to you. You've done a good job there with that mock-up, and yeah, like I say, it's hard to choose between the two because yeah.
I'm going to actually fight the corner of my mock-up, because although I think that the shirt that Umbro have done is sexy, I would rather the stripes be on the back. That is just me. I don't like just the plain back. It just looks unfinished, in my honest opinion. It's a lovely shirt, don't get me wrong, but I think more stripes would have been nicer. And I gotta be honest, I do agree with the person on X who said if the colours were inverted, actually that might actually look a little bit nicer. Would it look better with the black just down the center and then blue either side? Maybe with, okay, not using the red, because the red would probably look out of place, but with the badge from the mock-up, and of course the Umbro badge being white as well, would that look a little bit better?
Again, this is all kind of individual preference, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Like, I mean, I'd you look back at some of the home shirts from over the years. I mean, you look at the 2003 playoff season, the shirt we had there, the TFG home shirt, with the big black panel down the middle of the shirt and the red either side. I'd be quite welcome to see a home shirt like that again because it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would probably look quite smart with the black thicker stripe down the middle with maybe, would you have the crest in the center and the brand in the center, or would you have them either side? It's quite a lot of connotations you can come up with there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, yeah, it's nice to. I mean, I don't know. I differ on the stripes on the back of the shirt. I think it's quite nice to have a plain back. I do see where you're coming from. But I think at one point they were considering clubs with striped shirts to have plain backs anyway, weren't they? At one point,
Yeah, it was something to do with the referee seeing the numbers, wasn't it?
I think it was more for commentators and
Was it?
spectators. I think, to be honest, because of the distance. But I don't think that ever came to any sort of fruition, really. So, yeah, no, I get what your point. I get your point. Yeah, it would look smart that way as well with the stripe through the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. And the only other thing as well that I would have preferred, and this is me being nitpicky because I am going to get this shirt like Matt. I get every single shirt, every single season. Matt has got a lot more than me, of course. But I would go with the trim round the arms as well, at the bottom of the arms, just a trim there. But as well as that, thinking about the blue, the solid blue on the back, do you think that maybe it is a bit of a reference as well to the shirt that I'm wearing? Of course, the shirt we got promoted the first time to the Premier League against Charlton Athletic at the Valley. Do you think it might be some sort of reference to that?
Quite possibly, or it could just be literally down to design.
Mm,
I can see why you're saying that. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, that's a question for probably the design team, to be honest. But I
mhm.
see your trailer thought. Definitely see your trailer thought.
Yeah.
And with the
Well,
sleeves as well, you see, with the
mhm.
sleeves being plain as well, could also be a slight nod to that one you've got on.
Yeah, 100%.
With the
And
sleeves on that one as well, the one you currently got on there is plain as well, isn't it? It's just the plain blue sleeves, isn't it?
it is, yes. Yeah, it is.
Because the
But
black starts to fade from the bottom in on that one, doesn't it?
yeah, and then it goes to like a grey colour in the middle, doesn't it?
Yeah, as it fades into the blue.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's yeah, I mean, I think we could come up with 101 different ways of producing this shirt probably.
mhm,
But that is the one we've got, isn't it? And
it is.
and I think it's a good job. Like I said, there's a few things I would have changed, a few different things I'd like to have seen.
Yeah,
But all in all, what would you score it? I mean, that's a question. I mean, what would you score it?
yeah. Very, very, very good question, and I really, really like it. It is a day one purchase for me. I've got to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's still really smart. I think it's a shirt that you could wear to a pub on a Friday night. And, it doesn't look overly like a football shirt. It's smart. I really like it. I will, like a lot of fans, get the unsponsored version. It's not just because of the BJ88, but it's mainly because of the aqua as well. So without the white on there, I think it's perfect. But I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's a lovely, lovely, lovely shirt, and they've done a fantastic job.
Wow. So 9.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving it that high. I'm probably going to go with. Oh, feels like it needs a drum roll.
Here we go.
I'm going to go with a. Bearing in mind, it's still a good score because I think anything above a 5 is a good score.
Hmm.
So he says. I'm going with 7.5.
7.5. There we are. So it gets our seal of approval, but does it get yours? Do let us know in the comments below. Are you glad Blue and Black is back? Or do you prefer our concept? And hey, if anybody from Umbro is watching, you know what? Because I did that mock up, pretty please, if you can make that for me, in that style somehow, I'll be forever grateful, and I'll be the owner of the only one of that. Well, do two, so Matt can have one as well. We'll send
To
you
be
our
fair,
sizes.
you probably could go to Turkey and see it in the market.
Yes, it probably is actually. Somebody from Turkey has probably picked it up already and actually mocked up the design. So anybody who knows anybody in Turkey and sees that shirt, pick me one up. I am 3XL because I do like them baggy, and I'm quite tall and broad and a bit fat as well. So yeah, please do pick one up for me. But I tell you what, it's not the only time, like you say, that we've worn blue and black. And I know that there's been some references to Frizzell and A1 windscreens as well. Let's have a little look of the other shirts that AFC Bournemouth have played in, which are blue and black.
Well, last time, 2011, 2012 season, the Feeler version, which I've got actually behind me here. Yeah, now see, this is where I was going back to, where these shirts would mirror the home shirt. So all three of these shirts that we're going to look back at now were
Yeah.
exactly the same design as the home shirt, but just with the blue instead of the red. And this one, I was really fond of this one when it came out. I liked the shirts Fila did, actually. I thought they did some, really good offerings. But yeah, this one, you can see Warren Cummins there wearing it. Yeah, I really like this. What I liked about this one, and what I liked about the home shirt as well, is the how you had the black and the red or blue on the sleeves. And how the stripes were also, like I say, continued onto the back of the shirt, unlike obviously the offering we've got for this season. But yeah, it was really nice. And what really excited me was that I always loved the shirt that we'll talk about next, but I never ever got that as a kid. Had the home one, was it? I think. Obviously I was about 9 or 10 then when that one came out. So I really always wanted a blue and black shirt to come out, and this one did. And yeah, it was really smart. I only had it for one season because the following season we reverted to a dark navy blue shirt with a sky blue sash going through the middle.
It's a lovely shirt,
Across
that
the
one.
shirt, lovely one of my favorites actually, from the Fila range. So yeah, we only used it for one season. I mean, what sticks out for me in this one is being at, where were we? Brentford away, and we got hammered. I think it was 6-0 in the Johnson Paint or whatever it was called at the time. That's a memory of this kit that sticks in my mind. But that was a great night anyway. Even though we lost 6-0, everybody was still singing, and it was a great night. I think it's actually I think Simon Francis made his debut that night. Actually, made his debut in this shirt, I think. And the next day was when Fletch stepped down as assistant manager. So yeah, that's my sort of lasting memory of this shirt. Anyway, but like I say, I've still got it, and I love wearing it every now and then. So but yeah, that's a good one.
Do you know what? Actually, just looking at that shirt very quickly, I know now why you say about that badge. If it was in the original crest colours,
It
it
would stand
does
out.
jump out a little bit
Yeah,
more. So yeah, I see exactly what you mean about that.
yeah. No, that's. I think. Yeah, I think that's just one of the only things with this new one. I think if the crest was like, you knew you could see it yourself now how well it stands out there.
Yeah.
So the match winner shirt from 1994-95. Now,
It's lovely.
the player there wearing the kit, that's Warren Aspinall, who didn't play too long for Bournemouth. But what I really loved about this is the central, how everything is central. The badge is central. Obviously, the frizzelle is quite high up the shirt and central. And then I liked that the branding is on the sleeves. And there was a
Yeah.
little bit during the 90s when brands would put their markings on the sleeve rather than on the front of the shirt, match winner being one. And there was Middlesbrough, who was their brand, late 90s, 97.
Was it
They had
Era?
that's it. They had their branded on the sleeves as well, which I thought was different.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually no. Did they move? No, they actually did it differently. They had their branding on the shirt on the front, but they moved the crest to the sleeve, which was different. But yeah, no. What I really like about this is the collar as well. Do you know? I do love shirts with a collar. You know, I do
Yeah, I
like
do.
something smart, and you still see quite a few people wearing these around now still.
Hmm.
And they are, it is. I mean, again, a game that sticks out for me with this shirt is Griffin Park again, believe it or not. And it was when I think Brentford needed the win or a draw to get promoted. And we went up there and beat them 2-0, I think it was. I think Steve Jones scored, I think.
Hmm.
And then that kind of was like one of the biggest games of that Great Escape season. Because that set us up for the game against Shrewsbury to actually stay up. So yeah, but what I also like with what this shirt done, rather
Yeah.
than like having black shorts, it had blue shorts and blue socks, which this new shirt has blue
Hmm.
shorts and blue socks. And I kind of like that rather
Yeah.
than just being black. I kind of like the blue shorts and blue socks touch with this new one.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from as well with that, because when I first saw the blue shorts, I was like, I don't know if I like that. But I do see, and maybe that is what the Umbro were looking at, was
Yeah.
harking back to this shirt, just with that modern feel. Again, I prefer the crest actually now, with the full colours on it instead of the inverted colours. But yeah, it's a smart shirt, and hopefully we'll have the same luck as we did against Brentford in this shirt, not the most recent one. So yeah, hopefully we'll
Yeah.
go up to the G-Tech and beat them, because it's well overdue.
Yeah, well, obviously we beat them in this shirt as well, so
Yes.
yeah, let's hope that we can do it in this new version. But yeah, I mean, don't forget the brands will look back at these shirts as well and pinch little bits of inspiration from each different shirt type. So the previous shirt that
Mm.
we saw, the 2011-2012 shirt, that actually had
Yeah.
white shorts and white socks with blue trim. So, you never know. Maybe this kind of picture here maybe gave the Umbro the inspiration to make the shorts blue and the socks blue. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense, that one.
Yep. So this one from 1990-92. As you can see, Luther Blissett is wearing it there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Again, this one was. I never saw Bournemouth play in this one. To be fair, I'd only just kind of started going to sort of home games at the time. With my dad and my granddad. So no, got no memory of them playing in it. But the A1 windscreens was quite a sort of like a iconic, well-known sponsor.
Yeah.
But again, the home shirt was exactly the same, just reversed. And the badge as well. I haven't got the best of pictures here, but if you look at the badge as well, the actual crest. Yes, it's in colour, but the actual crest itself was didn't look very good, to be fair, on the
It was
shirt.
small, wasn't it?
It's very small, but if you look at the detail of it as well, it wasn't very good. The
Mm.
brand was I think it's Elgren. Elgren? Is
Yeah.
that how you say it? And I think they mainly made lower division shirts at the time. I don't think they're even a brand. I don't think they're in existence anymore. Probably were brought over by another brand or something like that. But yeah, it's again, if you've got one of these, it probably set you back anything from probably in good mint condition, probably about 350 to 400, possibly slightly more.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's again, you can see kind of, how the tradition has gone throughout the years. This was 1990. Then it went away for a couple of years, come back in 94, 95, and then returned again in 2011. So,
Yeah.
it has been a feature of Bournemouth shirts throughout the years. Also in the 70s, we wore blue and black stripes as well. I didn't have any time to, unfortunately, find any pictures of that. But so it's been part of tradition through, through the history of the club. But I think a lot of people prefer this one to the actual green one that was possibly rumoured as well, as the green one was always deemed unlucky. So,
Yeah.
let's hope this new version gives us some good luck next season.
Exactly. And we want some big wins away from home. Maybe another win at the Emirates. Another win. I'm just trying to think. A win at Sunderland and a win
Yeah.
most definitely at the G-Tech Stadium. Sorry, Brentford, you are not getting away from us this year. So there we are. So what we want you to leave in the comments is whether or not you are glad blue and black is back. Do you like our mock-up? Do you prefer it to the actual kit? Or do you prefer Umbro's detail? I think they're probably a little bit more qualified to actually create football shirts than I am. But, I am definitely going to get it. It is a day one purchase for me. Matt, do I need to even ask you if you're going to go and get it?
Probably not, no. But yeah, it will be my first choice this season. Yeah, like I say, it's smart. So
Mhm.
yeah, they're definitely on the cards for me, this one.
And just before we go, there is, of course, one further kit that is going to be released. And we've seen the pictures going around. Of course, it looked like Krupi was wearing it. And it looks like a sherbet pinky colour with a whitish fade in there. Of course, it's a poor picture, but would you be happy with that design, and how does that compare against other kits that we've had throughout the year? Do you think that our selection this year is one of the best, or do you think it's one of the weakest that Umbro have done?
I wouldn't say it's one of the best, definitely not. It's with this one, it's nice to go back in time
Yeah.
and with this one, just like it was the other season with the yellow and blue. I've got to see it before I could say fully. I've got to see, decent pictures of it, and it
Hmm.
might grow on me. But from what I've seen of it so far, I think it's a little bit underwhelming. But then again, we've been spoiled with kits like this. I mean, I love this one. I think this is a great one.
Yeah.
And both of last season's away shirts were brilliant. So I think, it will take a little bit of time to have a look at it when it
Hmm.
comes out before I can say. But from what I've seen so far, I don't think I'm going to be overly excited about the third strip. But you never know. When we review the third strip, I might be absolutely excited about it, or it might be a case of like, yeah, it's all right, but a bit boring. But I probably still will get it anyway. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
And of course, people's opinions of shirts do change. For example, the one that Matt's got on, when I first saw it, I was just like, I really don't like that shirt. It looks like a J cloth, an Artex ceiling. And to be honest, once I saw it in the shop, I was like, yeah, I love that. And it is one of my favorites now. You know, everybody loves the, yellow and navy shirt. That was one that everybody, just went crazy about to start off with. But it's always difficult for a shirt designer to get it spot on. And I think Umbro have got shirts that maybe you might not like straight away, but they do grow on you. But
Yeah.
Matt, we will be doing this again very soon, because I can't imagine that our third shirt is going to be that far away. When do we predict it's going to come out? I'll tell you what, let's do our Mystic Meg part again. I can go
Right.
and get the crystal ball, shall I? No, I won't do that. When do you reckon this third shirt is going to be released? I've got a feeling I'm going to go with Wednesday, and I need to get the calendar up here because that will always help. But I think it'll be Wednesday, the 13th of August. So just before the season kicks off. Of course, we're playing Liverpool on the Friday. So the 13th of August. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know on that one because we won't wear that at Liverpool if it's the one that we think it is. I imagine we'll be wearing this one at Liverpool.
Mhm. Yes.
So I reckon it might be a case. It depends. Obviously, we're traditional to have red and black stripes. So we've worn that in our first game of the summer series. We're going to wear this one tomorrow night
Mhm.
against Manchester United. Hence, it's been released today.
Yeah.
I reckon against West Ham, we're down as the home team, even though that means
Mhm.
nothing. But I reckon we'll wear our home strip again because obviously that's our known colours.
Yeah.
And I reckon we might debut the third shirt against Real Sociedad. So I reckon it
True.
might well be next Tuesday again.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Keep your eyes
Who knows?
peeled. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell button. And for those lottery results, they are, yeah, I don't know them. I'm not mystical at all. Thanks to the guy OX. Go find him. But thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next show.
Sport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.